Hi, hello. This is Avijit. Very good evening to all. So today I'm going to teach you semiconductor physics. So I will go through a basics of difference between insulator, metal and semiconductor, and just give you an introduction to energy band diagrams of semiconductors. So in terms of electrical conductivity, materials can be classified into three basic elements. One is of course conductor, another is of course insulator, and in between conductor and insulator, semiconductor. Now we will go through one by one. First, conductor. We are very much familiar with conductor. So what is conductor? Conductor is a material where a flow of electron is allowed through it. So it allows electron through it and thereby flow of current. And these conductors are basically used inside your home, all the electrical wires that you have, as well as the outside transmission lines, they all use the conductors. Famous conductor materials, all you know, like copper, aluminium, basically all the metals comes under this conducting materials, like even mercury for that instance. Now, completely opposite to a conductor is an insulator. What is an insulator? Which does not allow the flow of electron through its body. So, an insulator is primarily used to shield a conductor, that people does not get shock. So, insulator it comes like wood, all the glasses like SiO2 and other forms of glass components are all insulators, and also the plastics that is been used as a coating material of electrical wires is also comes under the insulators. Now in between the conductor and insulator there is the semiconductor. Now what is semiconductor? Its conductivity is basically less than a conductor and it's greater than the insulator. Now conductivity is actually denoted by this term. It's inversely proportional to resistivity. So resistivity is how it resists the flow of current through this. So primarily it means the conductor has the least resistivity and insulator has the highest resistivity, and semiconductors has the resistivity in between a conductor and insulator. So this is a very primary basic definition of this semiconductor, but if you go a little bit more deep, you will find the semiconductor is special because its conductivity or resistivity can be tuned by changing physical parameters like temperature or like doping with foreign material into a semiconductor material, or by putting some light into the semiconductor, its conductivity changes. The virtue of this change conductivity allows semiconductor to be used in almost all the electronic components we see here and there, from your smartphone to televisions, and all those things are built inside with a semiconductor, and a special semiconductor that is mostly silicon. Silicon and germanium are the two basic very famous semiconductors. Among them, silicon is used in your semiconductor, in your smartphone and television chips and everything. So this is the basic definition and the difference between these three things. Now we will go a little bit more inside in the band diagram, energy band diagram of these three different materials: insulator, semiconductor and conductor. So what is energy band diagram? That we first understand. So energy band diagram basically a diagram which shows the energy level of electrons. So this is basically plotted in the, suppose in the x-axis, that is the energy level of electrons, and this is the x-axis, which is the distance, of course. So we need to understand what is the origin of it. So when you have an atom, there is the outside shell of the atom, there will be electrons flowing through this outside shell. So they have these electrons flowing outside the shell of an electron have a certain valence band energy. What it It is called valence band energy because it's the valency that decides what is the number of electrons and the energy. Now, when another atom comes close to this electron, comes close to this electron, the outside electron of another atom interacts with this atom. Because of that, suppose it has a certain energy level, which is E1, and because of the another energy atom comes E2, it interacts and the two energy levels actually splits into two different energy levels. Because you know from Pauli's exclusion principle, two electrons cannot exist at the same energy level when they come very close to each other. Because of that splits. Now consider in case of a crystal, there will be so many atoms which will come close to each other, and because of that all of their valence electrons will interact with each other and create the energy splitting, and because of that there will be a continuous band of energy will be created, and this band of energy, instead of a single energy level, there is a continuous number of energy levels, that is known as the band diagram. And because of this band we can classify basically two kinds of energy. Valence band energy, where electrons are propagating inside, flowing inside an atom's outside shell. If this is known as valence band, where the energy levels are low. Now if with some certain external energy like temperature and light irradiation that I talked to you just now, if this electron gains enough energy and it dislodges from this outside shell, it will come out free and it will not come under the influence of only a single atom. Because of that, this electron is known as free electrons. And basically all the current flow you see, whether it is conductor or semiconductor, this free electron actually does this flow of current. Now for a conductor, what happens? The energy band diagram for a conductor, this valence band and conduction band actually overlaps, and because of that, at normal circumstances, all the valence band electrons can become conduction band electrons and can be allowed to flow the electricity. But in case of the valence band and conduction band, there is a large gap, typically greater than 3 electron volt, and because of that the conduction bands are empty. Because of the empty conduction band, there is no flow of electricity allowed. But in case of a semiconductor, the gap between valence band and conduction band is in between this conductor and semiconductor. Because of that, with a certain energy provided from the outside, electrons in the valence band can jump into a conduction band and can participate in electricity flow. And if you don't provide that condition, it will act as an insulator. That's all for that energy band diagram for different conductor, insulator and semiconductor. In the next class, we will go to understand what is the intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor and the devices that we made out of it.